Hi Rockstars, I'm Aly, your Rockstar Bar Girl, and welcome to the Rockstar Bar Girl Tip of the Week.
I'm a rock star. Every day I rock hard. I'm a motherfucking rock star. Every day I rock hard. I'm a rock star.
This week's bartender tip of the week is all about preventing burnout. Bartender burnout it's basically a guarantee. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. Even if you employ these 3 tips, they're inevitably, especially if you're new at bartending, you are going to reach a point where you get a little bit on the burnt out end, if not like a total burnout. Bartending is exhausting work. Our shifts tend to be a lot longer than other shifts. 8 hours is typically like the minimum, especially if you are a closing bartender. The hours are erratic. They're inconsistent and they're all over the place, and they often extend very, very late into the night. So it's very easy in this industry to get burnt out, to become incredibly exhausted, to lose track of your diet and your weight, and to even become really, really sick. So preventing the burnout is a lot better approach than letting yourself get there and trying to recover from it. So if you can give some thought to that before the burnout happens, you'll just be a much happier camper and a much happier bartender. So there are 3 specific tips that I want to pass on to you. Tip number 1, drink a lot of water and eat really well. Okay, great. How do you actually do that in the restaurant industry? When it comes to water, probably the most effective thing that I've ever done for myself to really get myself into making sure that I'm drinking water as the shift goes by is to bring my own water bottle. Okay, your own water bottle with a top on it is going to make you drink water a lot more during the day. It's not only going to make you drink it because you're seeing it and you're thinking about it, that's my water, that's my water, but also it just makes things a lot easier for you. You are going to work shifts where it's literally so busy that you can't even stop and pour yourself a glass of water. Having a water bottle already sitting there, either in the fridge or next to the register or wherever you've placed it, is going to make it so much easier for you to grab a sip really, really quickly. So when I switched to bringing my own water bottle, like I used to just make sure that I poured myself something to drink, and I would often just forget about it, never get around to drinking it, the ice would melt, then I wouldn't want it anymore, I throw it out, blah, blah, blah. When I started bringing my own water bottle to work, that immediately increased the amount of water I was drinking, which was great. When it comes to diet, when you're working in a bar or restaurant environment, first of all, during the course of your shift, you may only have access to food that's made at the restaurant. And sometimes that just is incredibly limiting. I became a pescatarian like maybe 2 years ago. I don't really eat anything fried anymore. And my last job was at a freaking Southern barbecue restaurant. There were literally 2 things on the entire menu that I could eat. So you are going to be surrounded in most cases by food that doesn't necessarily lend itself to a healthy diet. Pick items on the menu that are not going to make you sluggish. I know you're starving, but don't get the burger, don't get the steak, don't get the mac and cheese. The things that are high in fat, high in oil, high in carbs that are going to make you feel sluggish are going to really change the way you are behind the bar and how you feel. And if you're sluggish and tired, your service isn't going to be as great, your money isn't going to be as great, and you generally are just going to walk away from that shift a little bit less happy. Find the items on your menu that are high in protein, high in fiber, to help give you energy and feed you, but not weigh you down. I also highly, highly recommend bringing an after work snack. So a mid-work snack is helpful, but usually you're not allowed to eat behind the bar anyway, so bringing a snack for work might not really be a useful tip for you, but I tell you, every single bartender, when you get done with your shift, you are starving. It really doesn't matter what happened, if you had a break during the shift or not. By the time you get to the end of it, you've expended so much energy, you've burned so much calories that you are going to be super hungry either way. And that moment is often what leads us to go to the pizza shop next door or stay after our shift and chow down on a burger or chicken fingers or something like that, because we're so hungry that we can't even commute home without starving. So we have to eat, and that usually leads us to making poor food choices. So if you bring a snack that is for eating when your shift is done, usually I'm in love with these Trader Joe's chia bars that have like almonds and cranberries. So good. But anyway, whatever is a good, easy little snack that comes in a wrapper that you can have right at the end of your shift is going to help you just have a moment to make a better choice. Tip number 2 is to limit the shifts that you work in a week. So if you're in a situation where you just have to work every single shift that's given to you, I understand. If for some reason though you are able to limit your shifts in any way and still pay the bills, I encourage you to do so. I am a firm believer that no hospitality worker should work more than 4 shifts a week. Not 4 days, because I know some of y'all crazy ones like to do doubles on doubles. You're gonna burn yourself out. Actually, I worked at a bar once that did not allow you to work more than 4 shifts a week. One, because they didn't want to pay nobody overtime, but also because they didn't want anybody to be burnt out. That was actually important to the manager and the owner. And when I have my own bar, that's going to be important to me too. Any more than 4 shifts in a week just starts to make you a terrible person. It's exhausting. The physical demands of the job are a lot. The hours can be late. They are certainly long. It's a physically demanding job. You're on your feet, you're carrying things, etc. But there's also the mental component to this job. People come to the bar and they really sometimes show, the worst sides of themselves. And we take a lot of abuse in this industry, and us being expected to always keep a smile on our faces and be kind and be serving of them, even if they're being rude or belligerent or abusive. And that can be really, really hard. I've had interactions with guests that have kept me up at night. What I've seen in myself, what I've seen from my coworkers is once you get to about the 4-day or the 4-shift mark, all of that starts to wear on you and your attitude starts to take a noticeable turn. You not having a great attitude is something that other people are going to pick up on, and you're going to kind of start to get it back as well, and it just starts to snowball. And by the time you're on your 5th, your 6th, your 7th shift of the week, you're downright nasty and your shifts are just going awfully because you can't be kind and considerate and nice to people when you're stressed out and pissed off about all the crap that's happened to start the week. So do as much as you can to try to keep your shifts to a 4-shift maximum. And the third tip that I will give you is about your sleep. Now, figuring out how to develop a sleep pattern when you bartend is the hardest thing to do. I am still working on it. It is very rare that you will find yourself in a position where you work the exact same schedule all the time. Even if you have sort of a rough schedule that gets replicated every week, people will call out, they'll go on vacation, holidays and big parties will happen and things of that nature. And so your schedule will vary from week to week, even if there is some consistency. If you're able to work only night shifts or only lunch shifts or only mid shifts or whatever, then that's great. That's going to help you to establish a sleep cycle much easier than somebody who works any and every shift. But any and every shift is very common in this industry. So it's better to be prepared for that. If you are on a regular schedule, like let's say you work all night shifts, maintain that schedule on your days off. So let's say you work 4 nights a week and you work closing shifts and you work till 4 a.m. and you usually get up the next day at like 12 noon. I encourage you to keep that schedule up even on the days when you don't work, because going from sleeping till noon and being up till 6 in the morning and then suddenly trying to switch it around to get up at 9 in the morning and go to bed at 10, it's just not going to work. If you don't have a consistent schedule and you work all different kinds of shifts, then that is going to be a lot harder for you to do. So don't bother with trying to do that. It's just not going to work out. Instead, what I recommend you do is make the sleep that you do get, whenever you do get to sleep, as optimal sleep as possible. There are two things that I do. The first is to invest in a sleep mask or sunlight blocking curtains. I do both. This is going to help to block out outside stimulus and light. And if you can throw in, oh my God, what are they called? Earplugs. If you can throw in earplugs into the mix as well, but blocking out sunlight and blocking out external noise and stimulus is going to really help to make sure that your sleep is as recharging and restorative as possible. The second thing that I do is I listen to binaural music, REM sleep cycle music, or tonal sounds that are programmed to help you with your sleep. You can find tons of these online. Apple Music, if you just type in sleep music, REM music, binaural music, you're going to get tons of options. If you go on YouTube and look up that, you will find channels that have 8-hour, 10-hour, 12-hour tracks of music that are just tonal sounds. And these sounds have been shown to be able to take your brain into a deeper level and a more restful level of sleep than just the random ambient noise around you. Having this type of music on, especially if you have it right up against your ears, like in headphones, is also going to help to block out any external noise. So if you're trying to sleep during the day and there's traffic outside or people playing in the apartment next door or someone's blasting music or something, having your own music on can help to drown that out. So I'm just going to show you what I use because I got it recently and I just am obsessed. And it was only like $25 on Amazon. I don't even know if it has like a brand. Oh, enjoying I guess. This sleep mask is everything. Not only is it super soft and cushy, it's got this soft nose band to keep light from coming in any way, so it completely covers your eyes, but it also wraps all the way around your ears, and it has speakers inside, and it's a Bluetooth mask. So there are two speakers that line up right on your ears, and then there's just a control panel right here, and this is incredible. Not only does it completely block out any light and covers up my ears so that it also muffles any outside sound, but I can pump binaural music, REM music, sleep cycle music right into it. And ever since I started using this at night, my sleep game has changed. And if I only have time to take a nap, this has been a lifesaver. And because it's Bluetooth and it hooks up to your phone, you don't have to worry about missing your alarm or something like that because it's hooked up to your phone, so your alarm will go off and you'll hear it. So yeah, I would definitely recommend in one of these Bluetooth eye masks. Do your best out there, bartenders, to avoid the burnout. Take care of yourself preemptively before your body and mind start to break down from the pressures and the stresses of doing this job. So I hope you found this video helpful and found these tips useful. If you did, make sure to click the thumbs up button. If you have any questions or comments, leave them for me down below, and of course subscribe. Click on the bell button to get notifications when new videos come out. Follow me on Instagram at rockstar_bargirl, and please check out my website, therockstarbargirl.com. I have bar tools, free videos, and an entire online course on there that I would love for you to check out. So as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, Rockstars.
Rockstar.